Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody sent me this file yesterday, and I did the other one, but I'm going to do a different version of what he has, and it changes it just a little bit. It's only 4 inches big, so I didn't do anything to it. I'm just going to trace it, outline trace, clip art. Takes just a few seconds. It traces it really good, and I thought I'd just show him a couple hints of what I would do. So here's the new version. Your new version should always be on top. And, everything's a lot clearer. We got some grays and black, but we can fix that. The main reason for the video is you can see the gray part of the logo. So what we need to do is go here and go to Object and Group and Ungroup. And then we're going to take the center of the Q and delete it, the center of the P, the center of the P, the center of the D. Now, there are some bad spots in here, but they're only on the outside, so I'm going to delete them. The logo is a lot better than the first one. It could be used, it could clean up a little bit more. And with that, you would just left click, right click, and just straighten out some of these lines depending on your preference. Let's look a little closer here. It looks really pretty good. I would just maybe let's hit delete. No, it changes the D too much. So anyway, once you've got that, you can just go back and put it black, and don't forget to take away your outline. The other font came out good. It's got some a little bit of places here that I would maybe either delete. So we're going to delete them on this logo because it's kind of like, and we're going to remove the center of things. You've always got to do that. I don't really understand why they have that there, but so you could delete these bad parts or parts where the trace kind of did. The circle looks good. We're actually let's set our nudge factor on 8 inches, and let's nudge this out of the way. I get a lot of people ask me, how'd you move things? Well, I nudged it with the arrow keys in your nudge. And you can see maybe that needs to be deleted. Maybe delete the inside of that, delete the inside. So all your interior parts. Now the part of the dragon that is different colors of shades, what I'm going to do is nudge over the words, the text. And you can find that text and retype it. I'm actually going to take his eyeball and nudge it over. And then I'm going to take all this and I'm going to make it, depending on whether you're a printer, I'm an engraver, so I'm going to use RGB, but if you're a printer, you're going to use maybe CMYK. But I'm going to make it all black, and then I'm going to go to Object and I'm going to combine it. That gets rid of those shadows. Now, I personally would take this and smooth it up a little bit. And to do that, it's not too hard. We've got it combined now, so let's left click, right click, and you see those double lines. That's the difference of the color. But if we do this and then use the Smart Fill tool, we can clean it up a lot better. You don't want to get rid of the outline. So all your interior lines you can delete. A lot of times if you can do that, or you can use a shape tool. But when they're that tight, it's kind of hard to do it unless you hold down the Alt key and just draw. And as long as you don't get that node, it won't delete the node. And then hit delete. This is a little tricky here, but we're going to hold down the Alt key. You see, I can go out here, but as long as I go around that node, I'll be okay. Then hit delete. Because it's only going to delete nodes with the shape tool. And let's try the virtual segment delete key now. And just go through here and delete these parts. Then once you've got, and I'm not going to do all the wings, and you can also kind of encompass over this, as long as you don't touch that other line, the virtual segment delete key will only delete what it's touching. Now, there's some other spots. We'll clean them up just real fast. And I'm going to show you what you can do then. It's a lot better to fill it in now in just a second with the Smart Fill tool. And what that's going to do is going to help it a lot. Let's do one more little section right here. See, there's a bad spot. So the Smart Fill tool is not going to fill that in because it can't get there. I think we're good. Just looking around, I don't see anything. Well, there's a little spot right there. Zoom in here, get rid of that. So we need to stop or let the Smart Fill tool go wherever it wants to go. So now we're going to take the Smart Fill tool, set on black, and we're going to fill that in and move it out of the way. Go ahead and fill in these. So we'll have all the graphic. And that's what it's going to look like. Now, since it's filled in, it's cleaned everything up. Let's, I nudged it down. Let's nudge it over and up, get it out of the way. And then you can take, because now you can smooth out some of these parts because all the parts have been joined together. So like right here where it's a little rough, take the Smart Fill tool and just delete that node. Delete that node. It makes it look a lot better. You know, even on this turn, this curve, you could delete those nodes. And like I always say, if you have X7 or above, you can use the smoothing tool and it will smooth out things like really quick and really fast and evenly. So once you have that done, we can now nudge it back down to our logo, and that is a good, sharp, crisp. See, there's a couple other spots. When you zoom in, you need to also lower your, let's go 0.1 with the smoothing tool, because you don't want to get too big to get some other lines. But that will work, that will print, and like I said, you could retype that. I recognize that font, but you could clean it up. And like I said last night, you could clean this up. And then because you've got two P's, you could clean one of the P's up really well and then just substitute it for the other P. And what I mean by that is you could just take this one and turn it yellow. Take this one, make it moved a little bit, so I'm going to move it back. I'm going to hit the plus key on my keyboard, and I'm going to move that other P over to here, right on top of the yellow, move it down, delete the yellow. Wow, I moved it way down. But that way, both your P's are identical now. And I would clean up, so you've got, like I said last night, you've got two E's and two P's. So once you've got them, and that would look really good. I don't think you really need to do anything to the E's. You know, who's going to know what font it is? Anyway, that's a really cool logo. Hope to help things.